Hi, good morning. Before we start Thursday's check-in in Las Vegas, I wanted to share with you what I am welcome back home to after being in Europe for 2 weeks. First off, my Stapelia is about to give me a beautiful bloom, which I'm super excited about. But my Hoya Compacta and Crinkle 8 is still giving me blooms. And she's been blessing me with blooms since July, and she's still going off. Take a look at that. There's even more coming. I can't believe it. Like, really, even here, I see something happening. So I am gonna take the blooms now that I shared with the channel, the update, and then dry it. And then look at this. And also, I see something happening down here. So as you see, it bloomed for me while I was away, and it's very unfortunate that I was not here to save the blooms. But it is what it is. I'll just clean it up. But these ones I'll take and I'll save and make some beautiful art with. So that's just the only thing about these plants. They do not wait for you. So now that I'm home, I'm gonna take them and dry them. But such a gorgeous, fun progress of the plant from July all the way now to October with my Hoya Compacta. This is Jewelyn and Miss Hokulani. Welcome back to the channel. Grandma, say hi in the background.
Aloha!
We are back in Las Vegas all together. Grandma and Hoku's been here holding it down. I want to give her a big shout out for watching Hoku, as well as doing all of my laundry. Basically all of my vintage blouses and everything is washed and ready to be worn. So I want to give my grandma a big shout out. In today's video for Thursday's check-in, of course, I wanted you guys to see Hoku, and as you can see, she looks so identical to her big sister Ebby, and she is very much like Ebby. It's very crazy. She's super attached to my grandma, sleeps on grandma. You're just grandma's little helper, and she's such a cuddle bug. So I wanted to share with you a little Hoku update. She is doing really great. She spent pretty much the summer in Las Vegas. She was born in January, so she's still a baby. And she had one haircut while I was traveling. She'll probably be due for another one when I'm back in Las Vegas in a couple of weeks. But we are going back to California at the end of the week. So I think I should talk about where you can find me this Sunday. Thank you, Hoku, for hanging out for the intro. I'll let you go. So where can you find me this weekend with the shop? I am going to be at Melrose Trading Post. Grandma and Hoku is going to be with me. And this is going to be my last pop-up for the month of October as we gear up for the holiday season. So if you are in Southern California and would like to come, it is from 9 to 5. It's dog friendly. And any of my Patreons are more than welcome to message me and can be on the guest list. So that is happening at the end of the week. I want to share with you guys a few things that I got that I didn't share in previous hauls. I love sharing travel hauls because you get to see the kind of things that I'm interested in when I'm traveling. Even though if it's not plant related, I like to do it on Thursday's check-in. And then when you see the vlogs on Travel with Jewelyn that you will eventually see in a couple of weeks, you can see where I've been and what I was up to. So I think the first thing I want to talk about, and I don't even know if I shared, Grandma, I don't know, did I share the blouse that I got from Paris or on the Thursday's check-in?
I don't know.
I'm not too sure.
You did all on keep when you were in London.
Okay, I got this really beautiful vintage blouse. I'll find it. It's probably somewhere hanging and washed, but I'll share with you what I got in Paris and France and then the rest of the countries. Found it, nicely folded and freshly washed from Grandma. This was the one vintage thrifted blouse that I got from Paris. I absolutely love it. It is right under 30 euros, but look at the pattern and the color. This is such an amazing find. I really love it. And I did find one vintage thrift near the chateau, but I'm saving that for a whole separate haul video, which I will attach to the chateau vlog on the vlog channel, but I still want to share the few things that I got in rural France, which is in that haul video as well, attached to this video, which you get to see sooner than later. So this was my one thing from Paris. Also, I did go to Versailles because 11 years ago when I was last in Paris, I guess Jewelyn back then was not really focused on palaces. I guess my mind was focused on food and I don't know, food and entertainment, like going out to a nightclub and dancing, which I still do and did. But I finally went to Versailles. So I like to collect magnets, and this was the one that I got. Let me focus in here. This was the one that I got. This is the Hall of Mirrors. I took a picture in the Hall of Mirrors. It's absolutely beautiful, and I like collecting loose fruity teas, and I like doing afternoon high teas wherever I go around the world. And this was the tea that I got. Grandma and I will enjoy this probably in California or here. Also, my first afternoon high tea this time around in Paris was at Angelina's, and I went to the two most popular places, and you can see some reels that I did on my main Instagram, and you'll see the whole thing on the vlog channel for Travel Jewelyn. And I got the tea. Although when you do afternoon high tea at Angelina's, you go there for the hot chocolate, but because I collect teas, I really wanted one for my collection, and I'm really excited to try this one as well. So those are the things that I got from my special places. As far as for things that I got in rural France, and that's like a whole separate thing, and I'll share on my vlog channel like a story time of what it was like to get to the train station, and then from the train station to the rental car, from the rental car to the chateau, and then reversing that whole thing back. It was a lot of drama. But in that train station village town, the nearest one to the chateau is called Chateauroux, there was a few little shops. It's pretty much a ghost town, and I walked into a shop and found these flats. And I'm trying to not show my nails because I'm gonna get my nails done on the end of the week before I go on my next trip, which I'll talk about in a second. But I got these for about, I don't know, 8 euros. That is so cheap. I'm gonna use these for like the spring, summer. They're so cute, very affordable. Also, I did get 2 dresses, which I wore in Sweden. I wore one in Sweden, I wore one in London, and it was fairly inexpensive. I am going to use these in upcoming trips when the season and the part of the world matches with these looks. But I got this dress, and I absolutely love the way how it's cut. So it's long in the front and back, and then in the center it goes up, so it has like this look on the side. It's so cute. I wore this to do fika in Sweden, so it was really cool. And I think by the time this video goes live, I will share a reel on my main Instagram account of me wearing this in a very pink purple cafe in the heart of Stockholm, Sweden. Also, I got this. I don't even know why these pieces are in rural France, like literally in a small village. I don't even know, because this dress and this outfit here was from a very small village town, kind of close to the chateau, like maybe about half an hour away. And I'm like, when I seen it, I was like, why is this outfit here? It just doesn't match rural France, like literally. And I wore this to London, going out with the London belly dancers to their gigs, and I had an amazing time. I would love to go back to London and see them again and go out. They're very sweet. But yeah, like, what is this doing in rural France? I love it. I use them both in the rest of my trip. I'll continue to use it in the future. Now I want to talk about Stockholm, Sweden. Just a few things that I got before we move into different parts of Europe. I got this magnet, and unfortunately, they're like, where I was in Stockholm was, I guess, like in the city center, but it wasn't where like they have all the tourist shop, which is so interesting to me, because if it's a city center, don't you think there would be a lot of tourist shops? But I didn't come across any kind of tourist kind of shop where they sell all these memorabilia that you can buy. So this magnet I actually got from the airport, and I was really stuck to just having only this as my option. There was nothing else. I don't really care for it, but it is what it is. I needed a magnet for my collection. I got one for my mom, a keychain, and the dollar horse, I believe. So she has that. And I also got me Swedish candy. So I don't want to really go through it all, but it's so cute. Like the shapes of the candies are so cute, and they come in all different shapes, sizes, sweet and sour. So I have a bunch. They're super inexpensive. Literally every grocery store that you walk into, like when you come out the metro or just in general, has a huge candy wall. I did a reel of that, and literally you can just walk in, buy your Swedish candy, put it on the scale, and walk out and then eat it on your way home. It was like a thing at night. Me and my best friend would just hang out and snack on candy. I don't know, it's the Swedish culture. And with that being said, she did send me home with some snacks because she wanted my first impressions and for me to have snacks on my way back to LA. And I do a whole first impression on Travel with Jewelyn for Sweden. Now moving on to the next place I went to. So on my route to London, which I haven't been to London either since 11 years ago, so it's nice to go back. I had a layover in Finland. I try to do some kind of first impressions on layovers if it allows me. I know I did one in Switzerland trying chocolates in the airport. That was really cool. I was really gravitated to this brand called Geisha, and I don't know if it's because of the packaging or what. And then there was this other one here that has like, looks like dark and white chocolate, so I'm kind of interested. I also like the fact that it's very tiny and you can feel like there's 4 pieces in here. So I decided to get 4 because it was 4 for the price of maybe 10 euros or something like that. So I got that, but also I got this here, which is their travel exclusive size of their caramel and sea salt milk chocolate with soft hazelnut and salted caramel filling. So I want to do a first impression on this. I was dying to like open it in the airport and see what it looked like, but I wanted to share it for Thursday's check-in. Oh my goodness. There's a whole bunch in here and I knew that was gonna be a thing. First impression on this. Oh. Take a look at that. Mmm. Mmm. I can feel the grittiness of the sea salt in the center. And I like that they're like small bite size and individually wrapped. Because if you just want to treat yourself to a little chocolate, especially me when I'm commuting between California and Nevada, or maybe like during the time of the month and I'm like craving chocolate. And this would be so cute in like a little dish, you know, on your desk or coffee table. Mmm. I'm so happy I bought this. Mmm. So that's Finland chocolates. Mmm. It's a good one. On my way to my gate, I ended up getting this. Oh my god, I know it's so random. But the smell sounds so luxurious with the glitter. Oh my gosh, look at that. Mmm. Smells like you're on a like vacation. It smells so expensive, but this maybe cost me around 20 euros. And I always get gravitated to anything with glitter because I use stuff like this for when I work and to get my skin really glistening, because I dance in a restaurant at night with my beautiful costumes. So I buy stuff like this all the time. But this one, oh my god, it caught me in duty free. I was like, what is this? Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna just be saving this special one for like when I travel, which I'll talk about where I go to next. I don't know if I'll bring this, but this is very, very, smells expensive, but $20, I think it's okay. I know those things can go for a little bit less, but this one is really, really nice. And like, it makes your skin so shiny and the glitter is not that bad. So that was a little something, something. I wanna talk about my vintage thrift finds for London. Now, if you watch last week Thursday's check-in from Stockholm, Sweden, I did go a little crazy, but I absolutely love all the pieces. I will wear them for eternity. The cool thing about vintage is that old is gold. It is never going to be out of style, out of fashion. And these pieces are one-offs. you know, nowadays, fast forward, and high quality, and they speak to me. Of course, like, I love things like this, which is like, what they call it, fast fashion or whatever. Like, but I'll continue to use these things for like photos or going out at night kind of thing when I do belly dance gigs and stuff like that. But I'm not like, I'm a vintage girl. I love all things vintage, from fashion, like everything. So I will always go and search for these treasures around the world. They're like my favorite things to do. I shared everything on Travel with Jewelyn, Sweden and London with me thrifting and looking for these gems. I love the blouses that I got in London. I'm sorry, these are not plant related, today's haul video, but there is a special video which I'll talk about in a second coming up for Planting with Jewelyn. So this is my beautiful vintage blouse. Like, can we not? Look at this, the plants and blooms on the side, followed with the animal print. I'm obsessed. I can't. Grandma took all of the shoulder pads off from all of the blouses, so thanks Grandma for that. This was one of them that came with the shoulder pads, but I'm obsessed. Like the collar, everything is short sleeve, love that. And then another piece that I got, which I'm so obsessed about, is this silk blouse. And this and my jumper, which I'm about to show you in a second, is the most expensive things out of all the thrifted vintage finds I found. This was like around 30 something pounds. But if you look really good, take a look at the babies and the print. It's so classy. I like that little touch of green as well, that dark hunter green, emerald green. And it's like beautiful. So I'm obsessed. This is definitely something I would use in Africa, and I love it a lot. Another piece that I found, also in neutral tones. I love this style. I have no other vintage blouse in this style. And the sleeves, like, can we not? The sleeves is like maybe 3/4 long. It's loose and long, and there's a few buttons in the front and a little tie moment here by the neck. I can definitely wear this with a high-waisted moment and kind of have it like a little droopy. I can have it just hanging like this with like a skirt and tights and boots. I'm obsessed. I love the patterns. As you can see, there's a birdcage moment and ferns. I love, love, love this piece. It's sheer. Oh my gosh, totally obsessed. So that was at the first location I went to. Then I went into the Tube. I went to Westfield Mall. They have another location there. Same vintage thrift shops that I went to in Sweden and found all those blouses. I didn't know that they had a locations in London. So I went to 2 of them and I found these pieces and I absolutely love them. And then this is my last thrifted find. Grandma turned it inside out as she washed it. This is my now new favorite jumper. I absolutely love one-piece rompers. They're so cute. I use my green thrifted one that I got for like $8 in Santa Monica through like the fall winter season when I vended. I love that thing. It was $8. I can't believe that's such a good thrift. I don't think it's vintage, but it's like a nice moss green, good quality. I can wear it forever. I love those kinds of jumpers. Well, this is short sleeve and with this amazing leaf and floral print. I love the tones of this. It's absolutely amazing. I can't. I will be wearing this throughout the whole year if I can. I'll wear this on my next trip. I am obsessed. So this was my one find from the second location in London. I think that is the last of my haul for travel haul. Tell me, what do you guys think about the pieces and the other things that I got along the way? I just wanted to wrap up my travel haul for Europe because I was all over the place. And these are like the few things that I didn't get to share in last week's video because I got this, I think, all after last week Thursday's check-in in Sweden. Also, a big shout out to my best friend Paola, for being such a sweetheart and hosting me in Stockholm, even if she was sick. And all of that will be on Travel with Jewelyn. Speaking of Stockholm, Sweden, this coming Monday, if you haven't watched this past Monday's Planting with Jewelyn, go ahead and check it out. It was like on the way going to the metro, and I was like, stop, there's a plant shop, we have to go in, I have to share it to the channel. Like, I didn't see anything in Italy, I didn't see anything in France when it comes to like an actual plant shop, and I was super excited. If you guys didn't see that episode, it was quick because as I said, we were in commute with a lot of things in our hand, but I wanted to make an effort to share what was going on in Stockholm in one of these plant shops. Also, last week Thursday's check-in, I also shared what a metro plant shop looks like in Stockholm, which is the one that's closest to my bestie's job. So check that out. It was very fun to see what kind of plants are being sold in the city. But this coming Monday, this is your teaser, I have a very, very special episode that I filmed in Stockholm, and I think there's 2 more after that for the next 2 Mondays for Planting with Jewelyn. I am so excited to share with you this coming Monday's video. It's so special, super cool, and I actually came back home with a gift from that location. So that is my little inside tip. Go ahead and watch this coming Monday's video, which I have not uploaded it yet, but I'm super excited about this episode that I filmed in Stockholm. And it was just literally maybe 2-3 miles away from my bestie's apartment. So it was, yeah, it was just a bus ride away from her, and I walk and a bus ride. So I'm happy that it worked out for me to film this very special episode of Planting with Jewelyn. Come with me, hang out with me. And speaking of travel, next week Thursday's check-in and probably the following Thursday's check-in will be coming from Africa. So I'm heading back to Africa. This is my last trip for my travel year 2022. And then when I'm back from Africa, I am going to be doing my holiday pop-up in the Bay Area. That is the 3rd weekend of November and the 3rd weekend of December. I will be in the Bay Area with my shop. For November, Grandma and Hoku is gonna be with me in the Bay, and December I will be by myself. So if you are in the Bay Area and would like to come see the shop, buy things for yourself or for the holidays, any special occasion, this is gonna be your time. I will announce it in the upcoming Thursday's check-in, the details of where you can find me. It'll be in 2 different cities in East Bay. Let me wrap up this video. So the next 2 Thursdays check-in will be coming from Africa, and I look forward to doing Thursday's check-in there. With that being said, I probably will not have internet while I'm there. So the best way for me to upload videos is when I'm at the airport. So if you do not see an upload in the next couple of weeks, it's because I'm in Africa and I don't have internet. I am going back to Tanzania, which I'm super excited. This will be my 3rd time in Tanzania. I just was there a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going back. And I normally don't even travel this time of the year, but this is my last trip for the year. And then we'll do the Bay Area pop-up with Grandma, and then I'm sending Grandma back home for 2 months because it's the holiday season. She wants to go home and be with our Ohana, and my cousin Tioni is going to be giving birth in January, so my grandma will go home for all of that. I'm so jealous. And then I'll be holding it down here in the mainland with Hoku, and just kind of spending time in Santa Monica, going through everything. I want to really minimize my things and go through everything. So that is something, and I talked about that on Thursday's check-in. So that's a short-term goal of mine. And of course, do pop-ups for the holiday season. So I'm gearing for all of that once I'm back from Africa. So the next 2 Thursdays check-in, I'll be checking in from Tanzania. I'm super excited about that. I'll some way, somehow find Wi-Fi, maybe at a cafe or something, to upload those Thursdays check-ins. But that is going to wrap up Thursday's check-in back here in Las Vegas. I was home in Santa Monica just for a couple of hours to water the collection. And as you've seen in the beginning of today's video, you see that my Hoyas are still in bloom. I can't believe it. My Hoya compacta was in bloom from July. Last year bloomed for me in October, so it is still October. So I'm still shocked that my mother plant is still going off with blooms. And I can't wait to make more art in the future with the blooms. There's so much blooms that I wanna like invest my time in and make beautiful pieces with. But I just been really busy traveling, and we're gonna switch gears very soon. So that is gonna wrap up Thursday's check-in. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing Hoku. She's hanging out with grandma, and I think she hears me calling her name, as well as seeing the few things. Also, this is the newest ring that I got from a town very close to the chateau, and I love it a lot. So I try to rotate rings because I just collect jewelry on my travels. I wore my lapis ring that I got from Italy a lot during this time in Europe, but I don't wear those rings when I dance. So I love collecting jewelry pieces along the way. Also, if you're interested in any small or large resin art pieces from Jewel of Hawaii, my small business, you can go to jewelofhawaii.com. You can message me on Instagram or come to one of my pop-ups. And I always announce where you can find me in the shop on Thursday's check-in. So that is gonna wrap up another Thursday check-in. I've done over 100 Thursday's check-in. That's every single Thursday, no matter where I am in the world. Sometimes they might be uploaded late because I don't have electricity or Wi-Fi throughout the year when I'm traveling, but you still end up getting that Thursday check-in, and I'm very proud of myself. It helps me to kind of just, you know, sit down, take a moment, and recap my week and also what's coming ahead of me. I don't know about you guys, but I like to plan, and it's just nice to sit down and say hello as close as possible to real time, because the vlog channel is behind a couple of weeks because I run both channels at the same time. So naturally the vlog channel is gonna go behind when it comes to airing because I daily vlog. So that's naturally going to fall back. But if you haven't watched Travel with Jewelyn Uganda, there's 12 episodes. I'm really happy of the content that I got. You got to really see the Pearl of Africa and my experience there. If you haven't watched it, Jewel of Hawaii is the vlog channel. I daily vlog my life, my solo travels around the world. I've been doing solo travels for 14 years. I'm very passionate about that. And this coming days, like tomorrow, when this video goes live, so Friday, we are jumping into Travel with Jewelyn, Kenya. I can't believe it. Where I trek my way all the way to the Masai Mara, and then we do all these game drives, spend time in the bush. You're also eventually gonna see me finally seeing the Masai women again, because I last seen them last year in the Tanzania side. Now I'm in Kenya and seeing the Masai women on the Kenya side, and I had an amazing experience buying their jewelry. I'm a small business owner, I'm an artist, so I like supporting small business owners and artists on my travels, especially when it comes to art pieces and anything that I can have for my personal art collection. I'm always gonna be down with that. And also, speaking of which, while I'm here, I need to share with you how I styled my finds in Iceland. One second. Last part of today's Thursday's check-in. There's just so many things that I want to share, but I need to go to work and I want to eat a vegan taco before I go. This is Diani Beach, Kenya sand. And you'll see on Travel with Jewelyn, Diani Beach at the end of my time in Kenya is absolutely beautiful. I did a dance video for my main account on that beach, but as you see, the sand is like kind of copper and white. I love it a lot. And then when I was in Iceland, which you eventually will see on Travel with Jewelyn very soon, I hiked a glacier, and I did a very short Thursday check-in, you know, from the Sun Voyager, because I didn't have a lot of time in Iceland, but I hiked a glacier and there was volcanic ash on that glacier, and I brought some of it home for my collection. I like to collect rocks, sand, shells from my travels wherever I go around the world. And this is from the black sand beach, where there's that, you know, tale of the trolls being stuck right out there on shore. And that is what the Icelandic people believe. And this is where my drone actually broke, and I got my drone back finally repaired. Let's not hope that I'll have any incidents like this, but the sand from that beach got up in my drone and I couldn't fly it there, unfortunately. But I have the sand and it's so gorgeous. So these are the things that I recently housed in glass. I love them a lot. But that is going to be it for today's video. I will see you next week Thursday from Tanzania, Africa, as I go back there for the 3rd time. I love Africa. Africa, no matter where I am, north, south, east, central. Actually, I can't say west because I was trying to get into Nigeria, and that's a whole different story. Eventually I'll get to West Africa. I love all parts of Africa, and I will be back there in just a couple of days. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me on another Thursday check-in. And if you're new, welcome to the channel. Subscribe for daily uploads. Between the main channel and the vlog channel, you get a video each and every day. Happy holidays from the 9th Island, Las Vegas, Nevada. Tell the channel bye, Grandma.
Bye.
Aloha. Happy planting.